Just before we get into today's proceedings, if I may ask that we ensure that our cell phones are on silent. Just another emphasis that the coach and the team actually is starting training. Sorry? The team is starting training in the next 20 minutes, so I do ask that we keep our press conference, our questions brief and concise. We are joined by the head coach of Mamelodi Sundowns, Coach Miguel Cardoso, as well as Aubrey Modiba. Coach, if we could just get into it, your thoughts ahead of tomorrow's match, a stage that you've been in last season, a big match against Esperance. If you could just give us a summary of your thoughts ahead of tomorrow's match.
Thank you very much. Obviously, first of all, it's a pleasure to participate again in this round of the CAF Champions League. Obviously, we know of the importance and level of games we have ahead. Any team that we could face would be obviously very tough to play against. But ambition is on the limit. The will to make the things in the best way is obviously very high. We've been also waiting for these moments where decisions are done since the beginning of the season. So it's a precise, detailed moment when we need to concentrate obviously in all the details that the match like this will have. I don't expect nothing more than two very, very equal matches being played on the details like the ones that were played last year. And what we need is to obviously focus on that and make it fall for our side in the moment we need to.
Thank you, Coach. Aubrey, just from your end, from a player's perspective, your thoughts ahead of tomorrow's big match?
Good morning, everyone. Obviously it's a Champions League game, quarterfinals. We're expecting it very tough match. We're playing at home, so I think we're gonna prepare accordingly for the game because we want to do well, especially at home, first leg. So we know the team very well. Managed to analyze, and the coach will prepare the team that is gonna put up a good fight tomorrow. But I'm expecting a very tough match. And we're looking forward to the game as players and everyone. So hopefully we can do well tomorrow.
I think there's an issue with the sound from sound and
Are we okay with sound?
It's too low sound.
I think let's just ensure that the speaker is working as well, please. Can you hear it now? 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Yes, West.
No, these ones, as long as this one.
Test.
Yeah.
This one, the light test.
Okay. Alright, colleagues, let's carry on with this, and apologies for that, to make sure that it's connected. If we can just get our questions, colleagues, if you could raise your hand, identify yourself as well as your publication. Do you have takers for the first question? You can go ahead.
Okay, Coach, Benjamin Render, it seems like your schedule of these fixtures is very, very tight. How do you plan to mingle around? Because you played on Friday, a game that you have played 2 weeks before, but now you have to play it, and you have to play again on Tuesday, and immediately after that you have to go back to the leagues, and immediately after that again in the semi-finals of the Nedbank Cup. How do you go around? How do you manage? Apart from the 20 minutes training sessions, what else do you take into consideration?
Okay, sorry, before you answer, can you please respect the other members of the media? You can't do what you're doing. Please respect. Please get the sound. Please respect other media people. Thank you, sir.
There is no sound here.
We'll take some there.
Okay, let's carry on, colleagues.
Well, please, if you don't behave, we'll take out. Thank you. So now you're throwing phones around.
Thank you very much for the question. Just to finish this dossier of the preparation, coaches and players, they deal with contexts, and the only thing that happened is that we could not profit of more time to prepare a match like that. Regarding recovery, everybody will be recovered, everybody will be able to play. We had enough time to recover, we just didn't have the time we would like to have to prepare the match. It's completely different approaches. So when I say that we have to take profit as much as possible from the time we have to train, is when I refer about 20 or 25, or it's basically today that we have the group all together in order to prepare the match. So yesterday and the day before, we prepared the match with the players that were available. As you might imagine, the players that play 120 minutes, just today they joined the group in order to prepare the match. But that doesn't take us nothing from the level we're going to put on the pitch. Because also we've been working with the team for many months, and in the moment we just need to go on the details, on the tactical approach, on the strategical side of the game. And when we work on those details, with the meetings we did in terms of analysis of Esperance, with the meetings that we still have ahead, with the level of understanding that the players have from the game, and the fact that we already exercised in the past details that also will be common in this game, I'm sure that we'll be on the level. In this moment, the challenging is to manage fatigue, and managing fatigue is training less and invest more on recover. That's what we did. The team will be for sure ready for, as Aubrey said, for a good game tomorrow, for an intense game, for the challenges that we have ahead. And our focus is not on what the context can affect us, is always how we can put ourselves in the best condition in each context we have to face. And it was okay. We'll be very strong tomorrow for sure.
Thank you, Coach. There's a question there at the back. It's about.
Coach, Sabang from Sakalagma, it's like, just how much of an eye have you kept on Esperance? Obviously, since you left, there's been some changes there. What do you make of the team right now, and what are you expecting from them in the first leg?
What I knew from the Esperance team was the starting point in terms of analysis of the team, of course. The team changed since we left. Changed because also different players entered in the team. So the team is different from the one Sundowns played last year in terms of players and in terms of way of playing. But also the team has been becoming different since we left the club. Many months passed. 2 coaches already after me coached Esperance. This new coach will bring for sure something new on the team, but we expect the team to be loyal to the identity of Esperance. So it's a club that has a big identity regarding the way they play, their systems, so we don't expect, we just expect them to be loyal to themselves. But what we expect is what we're going to do. This is exactly how we face the quarterfinals and any kind of this level of matches, is understanding always which game obviously we're going to face, which team we're going to face, the individual characteristics of the players, but most of all how we set up ourselves in order to profit from the things that eventually they have as minus, and obviously take care and pay attention on how they can aggress us, because these kind of matches are not a 90-minute match but a 120 match, and we're here just playing the first half. So we must be clearly under the mindset in order to understand that we have, whatever happens tomorrow, there will be still 90 minutes minimum to play. And it's the outcome of those 2 matches that will say who will go ahead of the competition. But we're going to start from the first minute of those 120 to search for the results we need in order to, in the end, be ourselves to go ahead.
Thank you, Coach. Cardoso.
Coach, I know you've given a lot of, the background of numbers one is injury and Modiba, but just how ready are they from returning to action? And to Aubrey, you guys have had near misses in the last 3 seasons or so. How do you guys feel that disappointment into a drive to sort of do better this season? Because you guys have come close, but still nothing to speak of when you talk Champions League.
Yeah, obviously, I think we do talk about that every season. We always, fall short, either semis or quarterfinals. But yeah, we know these games are not easy. We fight every season to bring that second star, and we know how Champions League is a very difficult competition. But yeah, I think right now we've got a good squad, good team that is ready to fight, and the technical team and that is helping us. Hopefully this season we can go all the way because we really want to participate in finals. And when you participate in finals, you have a chance of winning the competition. So yeah, we want to take each game as it comes. Focus on the one for tomorrow. Hopefully get the good result, especially at home, because I think last season we lost at home, and at home it's games that we want to win so that we give ourselves a better chance in the second round. So yeah, hopefully we know home games, and we still have that away goal rule. So those are the things that we need to take into consideration playing this game. So hopefully this season can be better and go all the way. So yeah, we're just gonna take each game as it comes.
Look, I think that it's important that people understand that a Champions League competition, or a competition that involves the best clubs of a continent, in this case CAF, if it would be in Europe, UEFA, brings the best teams to compete together. And obviously in the end there will be 2 teams playing a final and just one winning. I don't feel that the teams that don't win the Champions League are teams that fail. Last year we didn't win Champions League when I was coaching Esperance, but I didn't feel at all that I failed or the team failed. What I mean is that obviously we know that we want to bring something more for this club. We want really to bring something more for this club. And we know that everything has been done in order for us to have conditions to succeed on this competition and go as far away as possible. And that's the spirit that we have, that's the mindset that we have. We will fight until the minute 90 or 90, whatever extra time we'll have in the first and in the second match, and then we'll fight again and again and again with all the energy. But it's important that we look at sports in the way that it should be looked. Not all the teams that lose are unsuccessful. And for sure, out of this qualifying round, there will be a good team that will stay out. A good team will stay out, because Esperance is a good team with experience in Champions League, and Mamelodi Sundowns is also a very good team with experience in Champions League, with players that are willing to succeed. I feel every day that these players, they have a lot of will to do well in Champions League, because they also want to leave a mark. We have a group of players that is already not young, not old, but not young, and they have the experience and the will to give a mark besides the African Football League that they won and the championships and trophies in South Africa. It's clear that mindset from everybody in the club, so we'll try to be loyal to that wish, to ourselves, to the quality we have, so that we fight as strong as possible to go as far away as possible in the competition. Regarding the players that still are out of the group, Tembe is almost there, but not still in conditions to participate in this match, and eventually not even on the second one. But also Motobi, and Modiba. But indeed we feel that they are quite close. For you to be clear, we are now in the moment where they already train 100% with the group, with the exception of Modiba, Rivaldo, and young Mabena. But Temba and Motobi, they are training normal with the group, and now we're gonna prepare to give them stimulus of game, not official games, because they should not participate in an official game before they have the chance to make it in a friendly or during this period of time that we're gonna play Esperance, there are 2 competition moments that they will be submitted to. So tomorrow they will make in the morning a situation in full pitch with some players from Diski team, and then when we fly to Tunisia there will be a friendly match where they will gonna play against a team that we will invite to come to play with us. Just for you to understand that the process of bringing this kind of players back is not only bringing them back on the bringing them back on the training sessions, but also bringing them back on the level in which they can perform. Because we cannot expose a player like Temba or a player like Motobi to a game where they are not capable to perform in the level of players they are. So we need to be very careful. But they are going well. They are doing well and moving forward, really forward. Almost there.
We'll take the
sound is gone.
2 questions.
There's a problem here at the background. The sound is gone.
Molo, can we sort out the question? Can we just get the last 2 questions and while we're getting the sound, please? We'll take from you, Kamu, and there's a question from Jabu. Kamu.
Okay, Coach. From our FM. Coach, of course, when you review some of the games that you played in the group stages, I mean, one would feel okay, maybe some of the performances might not have been convincing, but at the end of the day, you got the results because this is where you are now, being in the quarterfinals. So what improvements do you want to put in place in making sure that you do better, especially now that you're playing, it's a bittersweet moment for you playing against your uniform team?
Coach, sorry, can I just ask to use this mic?
For sure.
Might be a bit loud. Apologies, colleagues, for this.
I think your question speaks for itself. There are moments and there are competitions where the teams need to focus on achieving a result. As you know, we played Champions League matches. Well, first match I played was a home match with Raja after 2 days of training sessions. What you should expect on this kind of context is achieving results, connecting the minds in order for us to go and fight together in the proper way. Obviously, that since then the team grew. The team is now able to play in a different way than the one we played there. But that match with Raja was a very good match in many aspects. Sometimes we even use images from those matches in certain aspects of the game, so that when we speak about good things in certain aspects of the game, we have images from that match. Yeah, but it was not easy. We arrived here in a very, very delicate situation. And playing Maniema away in the conditions we played was quite hectic and fantastic. It's not a pitch where you play good football, it's a pitch where you have to get a result. Playing as far away is not easy. Home in the last match where you need to win to make a result, and you play a good game, you control all the game, and then you suffer a goal out of counter-attack that could have given you the first position if you win that match. But a game that we controlled, I think we did an interesting job on the Champions League. Now it's other music. There are moments in these qualifying matches that you just play for the result. There are moments you need to hold a result. There are moments you need to invest everything on changing a result. And managing the 180 minutes is very important in terms of cleverness. So dealing with emotions, dealing with the right thoughts, being clever on the way you approach every moment sometimes makes all the difference. I remember many Champions League games that I played as assistant, as head coach, UEFA Europa League matches, Youth League matches, and those matches sometimes are not the best ones in terms of quality of game, but they are always very competitive, very tactical, very interesting to understand and to read. But what I expect from Mamelodi Sundowns players is that they bring their best on the field, because these kind of matches should put out the best of each player. And if they put that on the service of the team, then yes. If they know they have to bring the best, but understand that at the same time they play with +10, then we can be very strong. I think the strategical approach we have for the game is quite interesting. But just believe that it's a 120-minute match, for sure.
Thank you, Coach. Take the last question.
Coach, you said that not winning the Champions League does not define your season, whether you've been successful or not. But how are you, with that in mind, how are you handling being in an environment where success in the Champions League is a make or break season, in that the club is dominated domestically now, the elusive thing is the Champions League, and that sort of defines the legacy of the coach of whether they bring the Champions League or not. And if I can squeeze one to Aubrey, what is it about playing North African teams that bring out the best out of you guys?
You want to start, Aubrey?
I think Sundowns is not about North African teams or West. I think we want to do well in every game that we play. Obviously, in the North, the atmosphere is different. The way they rally behind their teams, the way they come to stadiums in numbers. Those are the games that, as a player, you look forward to. And the way they have passion for football, you can feel even when you're in that country that there's a big game coming. So that, they motivate you throughout the week preparing for that game. But like I said, every game we take it seriously. We want to win every game, whether we're playing in Congo or Zimbabwe or Malawi or anywhere in the continent. So we try and do well because, 3 points is 3 points, or if we play knockout games, same thing, whether the team is from North or West. So, but yeah, the atmosphere is different in the North, and those teams, I think they test themselves in that, in the Champions League competition. I think they want to win it. So, yeah, even us here in South Africa, we try by all means to compete with them and make sure we win at the end of the day. But yeah, like I said, the atmosphere and the passion they have for football is something else.
We are completely aware of our wishes, our desires, our intentions, and at the same time our capacities. What I said regarding succeeding or not succeeding in sports has nothing to do exactly with what we're facing, and our career in Champions League has to do with, in general, how people in football judge the ones that are not the first ones as losers. And it's not exactly like that what I feel. When my son comes home and he's the second or the third or the fourth one having the best result on one exam in university, I don't think he's a loser. That's what I said. In general, our society judges the second ones as losers, and it's not like that. That's what I said. It has nothing to do what we're going to do or try to do or demand from ourselves regarding this competition. Of course, we want to gold our names in the history of the club, no doubts. That's an heritage that is fantastic to leave. That's what will speak for you one day. So that's something you leave also for your families, for the club, for the country, and we are aware of that, and we are willing to do it. So we understanding how to deal with everything on life doesn't take out nothing from the intention you have to succeed. What is important to understand is that last year, for example, on the qualifying round that we played on the semi-final with Esperance, details didn't make it for Sundowns. Details. It could have done. So sometimes it's just details that, because it's so thin line sometimes that it can indeed fall for one side and for the other. Our will is the one we faced from the beginning. I right here. I felt the energy, I felt the desire, the intention, I felt the conviction, the commitment, and that's for sure what we're going to have, because that's what I ask from my players, that's what my players ask from me, and that's what obviously inside the club we feel from everybody. So with big respect for that, we're going to prepare ourselves. What we need also, and this is interesting because you asked about Northern Africa clubs, and they have always in the game something extra. And we also need in the last matches, unfortunately, not only because we played most of them in Lucas, but also sometimes of the weather, it's raining, the end of the afternoon it rains, we didn't have a lot of people in the stadium, but I really ask our fans, our supporters, our people that love football in South Africa, not necessarily need to love Mamelodi Sundowns, because I also want the other teams in South Africa to succeed. I want to see Stellenbosch in the final of the Conference League. I want to play the final of Champions League against Pirates. Because so please, that people that love football come on the stadium, fill our stadium, help us to be strong, and people that support Mamelodi Sundowns, make them hear it during the match, so that we also get the energy that the teams, as you said, from South Africa get when they play home. We love those ambiences. We really love those ambiences, and those ambiences should highlight also the best of the players. So that's also something we would like to have, so that we can indeed feel that excitement, because a Champions League match is not any match, it's something else. And the ambience we can put in the stadium can help us, obviously, to get a little bit of extra energy in the moments that we need for it.
Thank you very much, Coach. Colleagues, that brings us to the conclusion of this press conference. Apologies again for the error in the audio. We do apologize for that. You are welcome to stay for the first 15 minutes of the training, which starts now at 10:30. Thank you very much, Coach. Thank you.
Please, one question in French. In Tunis, we need to don't understand the English.
No problem. Yes. Yes.
It's okay?
Okay, go ahead.
Coach, Scan from Mosaic Radio. Just I asked about the feeling. I asked about the feeling of playing with your club, your first experience in Africa.
Thank you. I'm gonna answer in English and then in French. Okay. In English and then in French.
That's fine.
Okay. Is
Can
okay?
you sit down? Can you sit down? We're not here for you. Can you sit down?
Both. I will answer in English so that the English and all the media from South Africa understands my question, and then I'll do it in French so that in Tunisia people listen my answer also. Okay. So it's obviously that it's not a match like if you were playing Raja Casablanca or Al Ahly or Simba. It's not the same, because in Esperance, yes, there's a legacy that we left there. There's a legacy that we left. We made people happy. We lived wonderful moments together. There's love that stayed there, and I have a big respect from the people that is there, from the people that work there, from the management of the club, from the president, from the fans, most of all, and together. But everybody needs to understand that that's just one side of the question. When the match, and when I prepare the match, I need to think in Esperance as any other team. Obviously, I didn't want to play Esperance. I didn't want to play. I would like to play that final, or with Pirates or with Esperance. That's what I would like to have. But being not possible, we need to do it. But we need to do it in a professional way. I usually enter the pitch in the last minute, and not always, but sometimes I leave it very quickly. Some other times I stay. Depends also on how I have to deal with my emotions. Because if I feel that I need 5 minutes break to then come on the things, I also reserve myself that right. But in this game, I'll do the same. So the fact that I will be with people that I like will have nothing to do with the job we have to do. So that's how I'm facing the situation. And in the end, let the best one win. And let's hope, obviously, that Mamelodi Sundowns is the best one. Bon, je pense que c'est une question très claire et importante d'avoir aujourd'hui, parce que ce qu'on a laissé en Tunisie, c'est pas quelque chose de normal, c'est des choses très importantes pour nous, je crois que pour les clubs aussi. Si on pense ensemble qu'on a arrivé à la finale de cette compétition l'année dernière, qu'on a été champion en Tunisie, qu'on a qualifié le club pour le championnat du monde des clubs, et qu'on a vécu là-bas beaucoup de mois, pratiquement une année d'amour, de bonnes choses, de bonnes émotions, des relations entre personnes, un jour à jour très intense, mais aussi très, très amoureux. On a profité d'une année incroyable en Tunisie. Donc c'est normal qu'il y a des émotions qui ne sont pas pareilles à des émotions comme son jeu Raja Casablanca, ou à l'Ahli, au Simba, au TP Mazembe, ou quelques autres matchs. Mais ça, c'est le respect pour tous, pour les personnes du club, pour les joueurs qui étaient là-bas, pour l'administration, pour le staff, et surtout pour les supporters. Parce que je sais que la relation que j'ai avec les supporters de l'Espérance, ce n'est pas normal, c'est quelque chose de particulier. Mais tout le monde doit comprendre qu'on est des côtés différents au moment. Donc moi, je suis un professionnel, je vais tout faire pour que ma équipe sorte vainqueur de cette challenge. Parce qu'au moment aussi, je suis à développer des relations ici très profondes. L'Afrique du Sud, c'est un pays aussi très chaleureux. Donc les personnes sont incroyables. On a été très bien reçus par les clubs, on a été très bien reçus par le pays en général. On se sent très bien ici aussi. Des pays différents, des cultures différentes. Ça pour moi c'est incroyable comme homme, la croissance que moi-même j'ai parce que j'expérience des choses complètement différentes. Mais c'est pas pour ça que les deux ne sont pas bonnes. C'était une expérience incroyable en Tunisie. Surtout à l'Espérance, je crois qu'en Tunisie, seulement l'Espérance certainement, ou l'équipe nationale pour moi dans le futur, rien de plus. Mais au moment, c'est Mamelodi Sundowns. On va tous faire pour battre l'Espérance, et ça, c'est tout ce que les personnes d'Espérance doivent comprendre. Merci beaucoup.
Merci.